It is. It is the greatest historic moment post Somnath temple. For the first time in nearly 65 or 70 years' time, that a civilizational structure which is of great importance to people, people have carried the temple in their hearts. Now they're just putting it in stone out there, you must understand that. So it is a tremendous moment for the country. People talking about why not a school, why not a hospital, why did they wait so long? They should have built it. The population was already there and there's no dispute they could have built it wherever they wanted. Now why are they talking? This is very rudimentary way of thinking. If you do anything, see, this is a whole thing. If you build something beautiful in the country, they say you could have fed so many people with this. This is human beings don't just live on bread alone. Bread is very important, food is very important. But you can't thrive on food alone. Just look at the enthusiasm.
Yes, you've been asked this question very often, so I'm sure you feel it personally.
And daily 30 to 40,000 people are here. And it's still a construction site. In many ways, not everything is done. Just Adiyogi and Naga, this many people. Why? Because it matters. Because, see, this happened, if I can tell a small story.
Of course.
Ashtavakra, you heard of him. Ashtavakra, showed exemplary sense of knowing when he was still in his mother's womb. When his father was talking about Vedas and Upanishads to his wife, a 8-month pregnant woman, within the womb he spoke and he said, "This is all rubbish. There is no truth in words. Words are made up by human beings. If truth can fall out of a book, everybody would have gotten it. If you don't turn inward, you will know nothing." Something like that he said, I'm paraphrasing. The father got so mad and he cursed him that you must have 8 types of deformities. The child was born with 8 types of deformities, hardly a human form, and his skin was full of rashes. When he became a 12-year-old boy, and his father in Janaka's, it's connected to Sita, Janaka's court, he is a scholar there. Another scholar from another country came and they had a big debate. This is in ancient times, this was a thing, they would always have debates about what is the truth, what is the truth, this is the debate. So Janaka is a great seeker and he's always setting up these debates. His father is about to lose. Ashtavakra realized, and he's only 12-year-old boy, totally deformed and skin full of rashes. In this condition, he walked into the court. All the men, well-dressed, well-formed men who were sitting there, they looked at this, you can't even call him human, he's in that kind of form. They all laughed. Ashtavakra laughed even louder. So Janaka stopped them, "Why are you laughing? Stop it." And he apologized to Ashtavakra, all of them laughed at you, but why are you laughing so loudly? He asked. He said, because all these chammars think they are seekers of truth. He said, "You're calling all of us chammars?" He said, "Yes." Chammar means it's a derogatory way of referring to somebody who works with leather or a cobbler. Very derogatory way of saying it.
Okay.
He said, "You're calling all of us chammars?" He said, "Yes." And he laughed. He said, "Why are you doing this?" He said, "You are only able to see the skin, so you are a chammar. Your business is with the skin. If you saw a little deeper of a human being, you wouldn't be laughing, you would be seeing something else. So you are all chammars, but thinking you are seekers of truth, so I'm laughing." This is the nature of this culture, that how can I see life little more than where I'm able to see right now? This is a constant search. How can I see little more? This is a science, this is a scientific temper. Science is always seeing how they can know little more, isn't it? This is the same thing, but in an inner perception, how can I know little more about this life?
For everyone who goes to the Ram Mandir, Sadhguru, they'll all be seeking something, of course. They'll be seeking energy that comes from the temple, they'll have wishes, prayers of their own.
So you must understand this. In an Indian temple, in South the instruction's very clear. We call the deity as a yantra. Yantra means literally a machine. A machine is a form, geometrically correct form, which works for you. Why do we create machines? See, you can see, you have eyes. So we create a telescope, we create a microscope. You can speak, so we create a telephone, we create a microphone. All the machines that we have created are only extensions of what we can already do, isn't it? We can see thus far, but we want to see there.
Makes it easier.
Huh?
Makes it easier for us.
No, we are extending our perception. I could only see till there, now I'm trying to see there.
Okay.
Now I can only see you as you are, but I want to see your bones, we have an X-ray. I'm saying like this, we are always seeing how to go. Every machine we have created is only an extension of what we can already do. If you were made like a tree rooted to one place, would you have made up a bicycle? Only because there is mobility, you came up with more and more mobility. So yantra is a possibility. How to use the yantra, there's a whole process. We are talking, as we are talking about a physical machine, we are talking about an energy form which can work for you. There are tremendous things, everybody has heard of Ramanujam, all right, the mathematician. When they asked where is all this mathematics coming from, he said, my Devi bleeds mathematics. Simply, he just poured out. Even now they're trying to figure out what he wrote down at that time, even now. He described, mathematically he described black holes, when there was no concept of black hole. It is completely unscientific in the usual terms, lab science. If you go by textbook science, it's unscientific because first you need a concept, then a theory, then you make up mathematics and then it becomes a law. But when there was no concept, he made the mathematics for that. So he said, my Devi is the window. This is what we need to understand. Deities were created in many forms as windows into existence. Different people interested in different aspect created different kind of yantras to facilitate that. Why people are going to a temple? Nobody said you must worship and give an appeal, but you must have darshan. Because the form is so powerful, you imbibe that. You carry it within you and go. So nobody went there to pray and appeal, this is all we have picked up from outside cultures. In this culture, you go to the temple, in the south still the instructions, if you go there, you must sit there for some time and come. Now people go, just do a sit-up and go. No, the idea is to sit there. But in the north, they told you, you must have darshan. You must see, you must just grasp it. That's the most important thing, you must imbibe that form into you. Not about making an appeal, a list of things, okay, I want this, I want this, I want this. This gift culture comes from elsewhere, this is not our way.
Gift culture in a mandir, I don't know about, but also the point I was trying to make, Sadhguru, is there are a lot of people who say, yes, we visit temples, people of course plan annual trips to temples, centuries-old temples here in the south, in the north as well. Will a Ram Mandir that's being constructed now, can it carry forward the kind of weight that a centuries-old temple does?
You will see it will become a massive a point of congregation for all sorts of people, not only in the country, particularly Southeast Asia, they're all Ram Bhakts. They're all following Islam now, but still Ram Bhakts. Across Indonesia, Thailand, they're Buddhists, but they're all Ram Bhakts. Malaysia, everywhere there are Ram Bhakts.
How is that? It's a way of life? Is that what it is?
Because at one time it was flourishing, but later on conversions have happened in the last century. But still, culturally they're still that. All, Ramayana is everywhere in Indonesia.
Yeah, very true.
If you get down in the Bali airport, you will see only, all these figures of Rama and other things going on, huge statues everywhere. Because it captured the imagination of people like that. A king means he has to do many things. Statecraft is not a simple thing. You will have to do many things, not all of it is pretty, you have to do some ugly things. But he is resolved within himself. He is no angst, he has no hatred, he is not troubled, he is equanimous. He is like a sage but sits on a throne and runs the nation. So that is bowed down to everywhere.
My final question to you, Sadhguru, is your experience, your biggest learning from Lord Ram, or maybe a Ram bhajan that always comes to your mind.
Oh, I've sung something which is from Ramdas in the Telugu composer.
Okay.
But I'm not that kind of a singing and puja doing devotee.
Okay.
My devotee is I wear my life out. This is my devotion. This is the whole thing. In this culture, there is no specific. Devotees have identified themselves as friends of their deity. They've identified themselves as husband or wife of the deity, as lovers of the deity, as slaves of the deity, all kinds of things. And they treat the deity as a child, right now Ram Lala, and we'll take care of him like a parent, all right? So, there is no prescription. Whichever way you can relate, you can do it that way. That's the most beautiful thing, that we are not going by somebody's prescription. Somehow, yogaratova, bogaratova, whichever way, find your way. This way or that way, either through discipline or through abandon. Somehow find your way. That's all. The most important thing is you become free from the very process of life and death when you're alive here. This is Rama.
Beautifully put. Thank you very much, Sadhguru, for taking the time out and joining us here on India Today.
Ayodhya is becoming a massive tourist attraction, but is the city prepared for the lakhs of people expected? With hotels now charging up to 5 times more than the usual and an 80% rise in bookings, it's a challenge for authorities to ensure adequate accommodation for the lakhs of people expected on January 22nd. And that is why they have now come up with a tent city in several parts of Ayodhya. For those of you planning to come to Ayodhya and are unable to find hotel rooms, here are some options.
Now, obviously, Ayodhya is going to see a huge influx of tourists from across India, across the world for the next few months. And if you're wondering, how do I make it to Ayodhya without a hotel booking? And you're thinking that, there's no premium hotel that's really come up in Ayodhya. What do I do? The government has ensured a solution for you. You can even go ahead and glamp in Ayodhya, because these kind of deluxe tents have now been put up very, very close to the city, very close to the temple.
With 50 such tents put up in one area, authorities are ensuring premium facilities are available as well.
So these are tents which are essentially meant for 2 people to live in. You can see that there's adequate bedding provided here. A very cozy feeling that you get. You've got quilts considering it's winter. There's an air conditioner / heater based on what you need it to do. And the setup, because it's going to be there for the next 3 months, it's also expected to get a bit hot in Ayodhya. So this is going to be very, very helpful.
These premium tents, which will be available at a cost but on a booking basis, and will be there for another 3 months to deal with the expected rush to visit Ram Mandir for the next few months. But besides visitors who will be staying in hotels, there is also expected to be a huge influx of saints and sadhus. And this too the government has kept in mind.
Now, what you see here is a dormitory of sort that's been set up by the government to ensure that people who come into Ayodhya and with hotels completely full don't run out of place to sleep. So this is a setup by the government. As you can see, beds have been put up. You've got pillows. You've got 3 quilts because it's winter. They've ensured that they've provided that facility as well. There's drinking water. There's power available. And in this very ground that I'm in, it can accommodate over 2,000 people. There are 2,500 beds in this facility alone.
Hostels or dormitory-like setups have also been made with a capacity to shelter nearly 5,000 people in all. With unprecedented footfall expected in the coming days in Ayodhya, authorities are now ensuring that people are providing all possible facilities for a memorable Ayodhya visit. With Akshita Nandagopal in Ayodhya, Bureau Report, India Today.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@ajtak.com.
With just days left for the grand Pran Pratishtha ceremony, the political slugfest over the Ram Mandir invite continues to escalate. Accusing the BJP of using the Ram Mandir for political gain, Congress chief Mallikarjun Kharge reiterated he will not be attending the inauguration